Hey everybody, it's Jim here, and I go through a lot of gear, whether I'm doing it to review it for this YouTube channel, whether I'm buying it and then reselling it onwards, or I'm just purchasing something for myself and no other reason. However, one thing that I purchased almost 2 decades ago that is still with me and features on almost every single gear demo I do remains the same. That is this Shure SM57 microphone. So when I received an email from Tolman telling me that this upcoming month is microphone month and they're going to be having a big celebration for it, it was a very easy decision for me to say, you know what? I can happily jump on board because I can stand behind these products because it's what I used. Nobody supplied me with this, not Tolman, not anybody else. Like I said, I've had this one specific SM57 since I think the late 90s, and I have another one that's still on the cabinet right now, as well as 58s and other stuff, but today I just want to make it about the 57. Again, this is not a sponsored video. I do have an affiliate link to Tolman if you'd like to support the channel or pick up an SM57 for yourself. You can feel free to use that. I'm just going to be going off of my own personal experience and even doing something that some people, even my wife, thought was a little bit over the top to prove just how much I trust this microphone. Now, as I alluded to earlier in this video, every single gear review that I've done that has used a real amplifier has also used an SM57 to mic up the sounds of that amplifier. And there's many reasons for that, and there's many reasons why this is considered the industry standard for miking up a guitar cabinet. One of the best reasons for it, and why I believe every single guitar player should have one of these, is actually the design or the polar pattern of this mic. This is called a cardioid. So what it means is, right here where the capsule is, it only is capturing what's right in front of it. Now, there are other kinds of polar patterns. Some of them capture all around. Some of them, they have hypercardioids or capture a little bit more on the sides. What that really translates to, if I'm starting to lose you, is if you put this right on the grill of a guitar cabinet, you're only getting that sound source. And why that's important is, what if you're in a room that doesn't have studio treatment? What if you're in a room where the acoustics are borderline horrible? You can still get a pretty workable sound using a 57 because it's only capturing what's right in front of it, and that is amazing. And needless to say, I think it sounds extremely good, or I wouldn't use it. I go through so much stuff. If I'm not happy with it, I move on to the next thing. For this to stick around as long as it has, and for me to trust this, not just for doing YouTube, long before YouTube, this is what I was using to record guitars. And when I do go into real recording studios, this is always one of the microphones that is being used to track. However, the SM57 has more going for it than just miking up a guitar amplifier or cabinet. This is also the industry standard for miking up a snare drum in a full kit. Every single studio I've ever been in, whether it's an extremely expensive one or someplace like a home project studio, it's always been a 57 on the snare drum pointing downwards, snare sound all done. Just dial in the levels. You're going to get an awesome tone. It can handle the really high SPL levels, and it does a great job of doing it. However, just as a kind of sidebar here, if you have two 57s, a trick you can use, you can actually put another one underneath the snare drum as well, and then blend the top and the bottom together. It really gives you a cool, thick sound. And wrapping up this section of the video, the final application I'd like to highlight real quick is for a vocal microphone. This thing actually does a really good job in many different scenarios. If you're recording and you're somebody who has a grittier voice, or you're very, very aggressive when you sing, this might really surprise you with how good of a job it can do. Performing live, if you've ever performed live, you will know backlines, they're stock full of 57s. A lot of backup singers singers and things like that, they'll use 57s because, again, it's canceling out everything that is not right in front of it, and it sounds really good. But one major thing that Shure has going for it with this microphone, and why I've been able to not have to replace this microphone in all the years that I've had it, is because it is built like a tank. I could sit here and tell you stories about falls and drops and all sorts of crazy things that have happened to this microphone and to other people's microphones, but I thought I would do something extreme and I would show you firsthand just how much faith I have in this mic. I have supreme confidence in the Shure SM57, and nobody has paid for this but me. This is my own. Remember that. See, look, I made it. Okay? Capsule just popped up a little bit. We can fix that. Just like that. And now, as you can see, I'm recording right in the Pro Tools with this, and we are indeed getting signal. If I turn it up a little bit so the waveform's a little bigger, there we go. These are truly bulletproof microphones. So the SM57 is clearly built like an absolute tank. I cannot think of another piece of gear in this room that I would willingly say, you know what, I'm going to climb a ladder, get onto the roof of my house, and throw this onto my driveway and have full confidence that it was going to function right after that. My wife thought I was nuts. I said, nah, don't worry about it. It's a 57. What do you know? I was right. I don't recommend you do that, by the way, just as a kind of sidebar. But having that peace of mind that you can rely on the SM57 to stand up to the rigors of being lugged around from gig to gig to gig, or if you're somebody that's just playing at home and doing some home recording, having it in front of the amplifier, your dog runs in, your cat runs in, your kid runs in, or you just knock the thing off the stand, it slams against hardwood floor. You don't have much to worry about. These things really are exceptionally well built, and they're built to handle all sorts of abuse, which is why so many of us have them, so many of us love them, and I cannot recommend these more than enough. The last thing I'm going to touch on is the price. I mean, that's relevant. You can get one of these for $100 on Tolman's website. Seriously, only $100, and it's a one-time investment. The only reason you would need to spend more is if you wanted to buy a second one, or a third one, or a fourth one, depending on your situation, or if you have nothing. And when I say nothing, you don't have a stand and you don't have a cable. Tolman have an awesome combo package where you can get all three of those, and it's only $15 more. So $115 gets you everything you need, provided you already have an interface to get up and to get going and get recording. I love how far we've come along with technology. I love that we have all these options available to us as far as digital stuff and plugins and all that. But to me, I'll always have that sweet spot in my heart for doing things the old school way, doing the hands-on approach, and really appreciating the results of it, because you can learn a whole lot about your amplifier and what kind of sounds work for you the more you mess with one in person. Again, if you found this helpful and you want to pick up one of these, I would really appreciate it if you use the affiliate code down below. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Leave a like on this video. Leave me a comment if you have a Shure microphone. Tell me the biggest horror story you've had with it, where you thought it might have been broken, or if you are one of the rare people where you did have one go. What did it take for it to finally give out on you? I'd love to hear that. That's it for today. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, everybody.